Hey Houseguest, welcome to today's Big Brother 20 updates and spoilers. Our Houseguest of the day is Shane Shaji. Shane, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and we loved your letter, so thank you so much for that. We think you're awesome. And if you guys want to be Houseguest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Also, if you are a patron, check out our feed on our Patreon page because we just put up episode 7 of Puppet Theater, so you can check that out before it hits YouTube tomorrow. Okay, I hope you guys like it. So yesterday, when we left off, the Houseguests were waiting for the nomination ceremony, waiting for Fessy to make a dumb move with his pee-pee. I mean, really, like, who's running the show here? Obviously, he's thinking with his junk. So, he wants to put up Bret and Scottie. Scottie is the target. I just think it's so interesting that Bret and Scottie are both people that Hayley flirts with, and I think he's really jealous of that. And also, Scottie is in your alliance, dude. Okay, last week, Hayley's HOH was messed up by the hacker twist. Fessy doesn't need a twist to mess up his HOH. He can do that just fine, all on his own, right? Okay, so as they were waiting for the nomination ceremony, Sam and Bret had a marathon chat. I told you guys they were getting closer. This chat was so weird. It was so weird. Basically, Bret is Sam's new rock star, you know, because Rockstar's gone now. So she tells Bret, like, I'm a little bit romantically interested in you. That's not the weird part. The weird part is when she says, well, this is one of the weird parts, I had it in my head that you had made a final 2 deal with me and just didn't tell me about it. And she said it seemed like Rockstar was nurturing her to the idea that Sam and Bret had a final 2 and that you're secretly in love with me. I'm your dream girl, and outside of all this, one day you're gonna walk up to me and be like, I'm completely in love with you. Everything I did in the game was like for you and all this stuff. Oh my god! So then Sam's like waiting for him to be like, yes, absolutely. But then she was like, so all of that was made up in my head, correct? And he's like, the Rockstar stuff? Yeah. I'm not secretly in love with you, Sam. Oh, but he says that she's awesome. She's great. So Sam is like, well, that's kind of disappointing. I thought we were about to get married and fall in love just now. Oh, Sam! What is going on? So Sam says they're playing this game for each other now. She basically just formed a final 2 with Bret, with him knowing, and they pinky promise. So Bret says, well, now you're stuck with me. I'm going to follow you around like Rockstar did. I'm sure Sam was over the moon to hear that. So then Sam is asking him about his relationships with Hayley and Angela because they have to be pretty much non-existent now. So Bret's like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. There's nothing going on there. So Sam's like, okay, well, would you put them up on the block? And Bret's like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Aww. Okay, so then JC comes in. It just gets weirder. Sam is like, JC, we really like you. We want you to be part of our, like, thing here. So she's like, Rockstar's gone. I pick Bret. Like, Bret's my new person. But then she's like, wait a second. JC, I don't want you to think that I would pick Bret over you because I would never pick Bret over you. Wait, what? First of all, she just told Bret, like, you're it, baby. Like, this is it. Final 2. But also, she said this to JC in front of Bret. What is going on here? It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. But JC is like, okay, cool. He leaves. And then Sam and Bret are still talking. So later on in the conversation, she's telling him, I wish you would move back into the blue bedroom because he's been sleeping in the have-not room. She's like, I like to see you there in the middle of the night and hear you wrestling around over there. So he's like, we'll see. We'll see. So then Sam is saying that she's not playing this game to win, and if it's ever looking bleak, she will sacrifice her game for his. So he's like, I would never ask that of you, but like, if you want to do that, sure. He didn't say the second part, but I mean, really. Okay, so then moving on, because it's a lot. Scottie and Hayley were in the bathroom area, and I think it was like 4:30 at this point, so they know that nominations are getting close here. So Hayley's asking Scottie, what's your perspective on what's going on right now? And Scottie's like, Well, it's pretty simple. He says, last week, the other side used Hayley's HOH to get rid of somebody from their side, and they're trying to do the same thing again this week by saying that Scottie is lying about how he voted. So Scottie's like, that's not the case. Bret is the one that's lying, and if you look at how Casey and Bret were kind of like tag teaming in that argument last night, you know, the impromptu house meeting and Fessie's HOH room reveal, it's pretty clear that those two are working together. So yeah, we're gonna have to look out for that. It's pretty messed up. So then Hayley's like, well, have you talked to Fessy? You should tell Fessy about that. She's saying, you need to talk to him again. I don't know where his head's at. It's in his pants. So Scottie's like, well, there's not a chance that he's gonna put me up, right? And Hayley's like, I don't think so, but you need to go talk to him about it. Yeah. She said you need to go talk to him about 50 times, so obviously he's thinking about putting you up. So Scottie goes up to the HOH room to talk to Fessy. They talk about the impromptu house meeting, and Scottie's like, it's so obvious that Bret and Casey are working together, and Bret is trying so hard to make it look like he's all alone. Look at how he's isolating himself, sleeping in the have-not room. He's saying that he voted for Rockstar to stay, but he didn't, because I did. Fessy is still not getting it. Scottie is correct in his thinking here. He's laying it all out, and Fessy's just like, I don't know what's going on, man. So then, it was time for the nomination ceremony. Oh my god. He really did put up Bret and Scottie. Wow! Wow. Okay, so when the feeds came back, Fessy is clarifying his reasons for putting Scottie up in the kitchen/dining room area. You know, he would think he would do this in private, but no. A bunch of people are hanging around listening to all this. Fessy's like, I had to do this to find out the truth. I need some truth up in here. I've been in the dark for so long in this game. You still are. And Fessy is upset that Scottie has not been clear about his votes in the past. He's like, you didn't tell me that you flipped on the swaggy vote. I had to hear about that from somebody else. That's really messed up. And like, because you did that, now you're in question for all these other votes. I mean, he has a point there. Scottie really screwed himself over with that swaggy vote because he set himself up to be like the boy who cried vote, for real. So that's his own problem, but I still can't believe Fessy's going after his own ally. So anyway, Fessy's saying, I don't really have beef with anyone. I don't feel like anyone's coming after me hardcore. So any little thing could be a reason to put somebody up on the block, and this swaggy vote was a reason. So he's saying, I don't have a target. I like you and Bret both. You know, whatever happens, happens, blah, blah, blah. So Scottie's like, all right, whatever. But he says he just wants to acknowledge that one person in question here, Bret, ran away, and one, Scottie, did as he always does and confronted it head on. Okay, so Bret did run to the shower to stay away from all of this so that he wouldn't have to be like, yeah, I voted for Rockstar to stay. So he went away, and Scottie definitely picked up on that. Did Fessy? Probably not. So Scottie's like, just, you know, if nominations stay the same, I'm gonna go home because Bret has a bunch of deals with everybody, and he's clearly not working alone like he likes to act like he is. That was a lot of likes in one sentence. So Fessy's telling Scottie, okay, well, whatever, go win the power veto and save yourself. The truth shall set you free. I added that part. So Fessy goes up to the HOH room, and he says to the cameras, that's how you do a nomination ceremony, fellas. Oh, you're so dumb. Okay, so then Sam chats with Bret in the blue bedroom, and Sam's like, Bret, don't worry, you have my vote because you're my husband. My fake husband. Okay, so she's thinking that this might all be some backdoor plan for Tyler or Angela to go home this week. She thought the Fessy-Scottie exchange after nominations was fake. I mean, I could see why she would think that, because, like, how unbelievable is it that Fessy would put up Scottie, right? I know. So, anyway, a little while later, Bret made some tuna with hemp seeds, and Sam ate some of it, and she had an allergic reaction. and her lips started swelling up. So she was like, I don't know what's going on here. So the feed's cut. Cut the feeds. She did receive medical attention. Good news, she's okay. Apparently she's allergic to hemp seeds, so Big Brother took them away. But she was like, I didn't even know I was allergic because I'm smoking a lot of pot. So she didn't know, but it's okay. She's okay now, so that's a relief. All right. But oh my God, her own fake husband tried to kill her. So anyway, Scottie was spending a lot of time alone last night. It was kind of really sad to see. He's like an outcast now. He's playing chess by himself. That's really sad. But like, did he have to keep getting up and switching sides? Couldn't he just turn the board around or like play from one side? I mean, really. So I'm sure in his head he was like, I'm gonna get this on the show and it's gonna be great. Right? Okay. Fessy also spent a lot of the night alone in the HOH room, but that was his choice. He was just, you know, listening to his music. He didn't want to hear BS from other people. He is so confident right now that he does not feel the need to socialize with people, which I think is really stupid. But he did, of course, spend time with Hayley because he wants to make sure that relationship is blossoming. So Fessy's telling Hayley, I think we should make a deal with Tyler and Angela to work together, go to the Final Four. We'll target all of the middle people, which he's basically saying is like everyone other than the four of them, which we know is not the case because a lot of those people are not actually in the middle. They're working with the level 6 alliance. So Hayley's like, yeah, I like that. I'm into it. So Fessy wants to talk to them after the veto. He wants to seal this deal, and he's even thinking about putting up a middle person like Sam if the power veto is used instead of like a big target like Tyler. Can you imagine if Tyler doesn't even need to use his cloud app again? Wild. Okay, so then Bret and Tyler were chatting, and they feel like Fessy must be planning on backdooring Tyler. Nope. Because that's what Hayley wanted to do last week, so they've probably got the same plan, right? They're obviously in a showmance. But that's not the case. So anyway, they're talking about who Bret should pick if he gets Houseguest choice for the power veto. He's got to be careful about it because he doesn't want to expose the alliance. Obviously, he can't pick Casey. Probably shouldn't pick Angela. Tyler, I don't know. He does want to give Tyler that chance to play because Tyler's worried about being backdoored. So if he can make sure that he's going to be safe and potentially save Bret, that's definitely a plus. So he's like, maybe I'll just pick you if I get the chance, and then, you know, we can figure out how to cover it up later. Honestly, do you really think these people are going to read into it that much? Because they're probably not. So Tyler is assuring Bret, even if the nominations stay the same, you're going to have the votes to stay. It's all going to be all right. All right, so then after pretty much avoiding Scottie for most of the night, Hayley finally talks to him, and Scottie's like, whoa, I'm freaking screwed if one of the two of us does not win this power veto. Do you guys think that Hayley would actually use it on Scottie, though? Because I feel like Fessy would be really angry. I don't know. I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you think that Hayley would use it on Scottie. So he's saying, if I'm still up on the block, I'm never going to get the votes to stay over Bret. So Hayley's like, well, would Tyler save you with the power veto? Maybe. And Scottie's like, I don't think so. You know, obviously Tyler's probably going to fight for it because he's worried he's going to be a backdoor target, but Tyler is probably also thinking if he uses the veto, one of his allies is going to go up on the block. So I don't see him using it on me. Correct. Okay, so Scottie's feeling really set up at this point because Fessy told him ahead of time how he was going to ask who voted for Rockstar to stay during his HOH room reveal, and he was like, raise your hand if you did this. And Scottie followed through and raised his hand as instructed, and then Fessy went and used that against him in his nomination speech. So Scottie's like, what the hell? Like, what was I supposed to do? So Hayley's like, well, Fessy wasn't expecting anyone else to raise their hand. We weren't expecting Fessy to fall for anything anyone says. Whoa. Okay, I mean, at this point we were, but at the beginning of the season, no. So then, after she talks to Scottie, Hayley goes and talks to Fessy. And she's like, I think it was a mistake to put up Scottie, because I feel like he's really with us. He said he would never have put you up on the block. I think this was a bad move. So Fessy, of course, gets really defensive, and he's just like, we can't be playing safe. And he's all annoyed that Hayley's questioning him, and she's like, I'm not. She is, but like, she has a reason to. So Hayley brings up that Tyler, Angela, and Casey are a clear 3-person alliance, and they're all coming after her. So Fessy's like, why are you so scared? Why don't we just play the game? Aren't you supposed to take out your enemies? I mean, really, but, yeah, they're disagreeing on this whole thing. Obviously, Hayley does not want Scottie to go, and Fessy does. But this did not stop makeout time. Woo! Alright, so this morning, the house guests were up early for the Power Veto player pick. We got Fessy, Scottie, and Bret playing, of course, and then the 3 extras are Tyler, Hayley, and Angela. So it sounds like Fessy picked out Angela, Scottie got house guest choice and chose Hayley, and Bret picked Tyler's chip again. Isn't that crazy? So the host of this is supposed to be JC, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen, because we know it's Zingbot! Yay! I can't wait to hear what all the zings were. And it's also supposed to be the hide and go veto competition, where they hide their vetoes in the house and then they wreck it to find them. They don't know that, but they were talking about it today, so like, I don't know if the DR slipped some info to them or what. But it's going to be interesting to see who wins this one and who's going to be upset about people messing with their stuff. Sam. I feel like Sam could get really upset. But anyway, Fessy is going to be so pissed if Hayley wins this and uses it on Scottie. But Scottie's expecting her to, because he did pick her to play. But Fessy really wants nominations to stay the same. He's still in the dark at this point. He still wants to get something going with Tyler and Angela. He was ranting to Tyler today about how he wants to take out all the middle people. He doesn't want anyone making it to the end who played both sides and lied or like coasted through the game. So anyway, the feeds went down for the Power Veto. They've been down for a while now. It's probably going to be a long one, because this one usually does take a long time. They have to go in the house one at a time, and depending on how many rounds it takes, we'll see. But let me know in the comments who you guys are rooting for. We will post the winner in the info for the spoiler later. And until tomorrow, much love.